Morning. How you doing? I guess we're gonna try to do this woodshed thing again. You can probably see through my shirt. I'm sweaty. So I got the, what'd you call them? The beams, rafters, framework. Frame's pretty much done. I'm gonna lay some 2x4s across the top. I'm gonna dig in my tin pile and find some tin. I'm hoping to be done with this today. The wood, especially the loose wood, I don't know if you can see it, like this one here and those over there, those have been a hindrance. I've probably kicked them in my shins a few times and tripped over them a few times. It really would have been better to have everything cleared out of the way, but we're making progress. Oh yeah, if you use a bucket of nails or a bucket of screws, put your lid back on your bucket, because it'll cost you about 20-30 minutes to pick them all up if you knock them over. Just saying. Here comes a boss lady with some water. Probably ought to be drinking water anyway. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see it. About ready for metal now. We're gonna stop and take some lunch. Man, roofing is not that hard with the metal, but in the middle of the day, what do you figure it is? 90. She says it's about 90 degrees. In the middle of the day, I feel like somebody's been pouring a water hose on me. It's hot, but look at there. You got a roof over the wood. Yay! All right, I'm gonna take you off the stand here and we'll go for a tour. All right, so here's our tin we put up. I have a tin pile. Sorry I'm swinging you around, we'll go slow. Okay, I have a tin pile. We had to put a new roof on our house when we bought it, and I told the guy after he'd hauled off the first load of tin, I was like, man, I'd like to have that tin. So he gave me what was left of it. I have lots of tin, and we got lucky enough. I think those are 16-foot pieces, and there's a stack of them there. I could build quite a bit of things with them, but I have a stack of those. We got lucky enough to find that we had well, here we go. These pieces here are about 5'7", and don't look at the wife, don't look. Here we go, I'll block you with my arm. She's behind the forearm, there we go. So anyway, we got a couple of these that are about 5'7", right? They're about 5'7", so I double layered them in here. This thing really turned into a pretty nice size shed, as you can see here. Let's see. You can see there where I've split them down the middle. I used the layering technique. I always look for dirt under my net because it's always there. So yeah, we got a very good sized woodshed now. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna put, I bet they hate that. Here's my metal grates I was talking about. Those are gonna go on each side to kind of box it in, make walls. I find they're very solid. They square everything up, or they solidify everything. I'm gonna get my words here in a minute. They make everything a little bit stronger, and they're you know, you can see through them and the air goes through them really well, and they're very strong. Did I say that? They're strong. I really like them. I used them for a dog pen for several years. But anyway, I'm gonna put those on. I gotta clean up my tin. I got tin all over the yard, stretching them out, trying to see what I had where. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it. I put up there on the very top. I tied both buildings together with a piece. I have some more here by the shed. This is the stuff they put on the top when they tie your roof together. I don't know what it's called, so I'm not gonna sound super smart. But there was some of it that was already here behind that other little shed that someone had made with a steel and a welder, which was impressive. And then this stack over here, this stuff was here, this stuff over here is what came off the house. So I have a lot of that. I could make eaves and buildings out of, I could make some lean-tos if I wanted to. So yeah, there's kind of the, not completely perfect, but that's my woodshed in a very long day. Probably two days all together, all the time together. I started this morning about what, 10:30? I started about 11. It's 4 o'clock now. The first time took us some time with the concrete and everything. Of course, we had to wait, and I had to work several thousand days in a row. But anyway, okay, here we go. We got the grating on, roof finished. It's very shady in there. It's a lot nicer in the shade than it is out here in the sun. Turned out well so far. We got a mess. Let's see how I did the sides here. I don't really know if it does anything. It just makes it more of a shed, and if I wanted to, I could come in here later and actually box all this in. I know I'm playing with the sun here. I could actually box this whole side in if I wanted to, and I had considered it. This is a pretty good sized woodshed here. Just this side. It's about a 10 by 10. About a 10 by 10 here. The whole thing's 10 feet by 20 feet. So yeah, I can make a pretty good shed just for my splitter and such over here. And just do wood over here if I wanted. I haven't made up my mind there yet, but right now it's all wood. Split all this. Split all this. I got my grates here that I'm gonna stack in the floor. I'll level them out in there and I get a little bit more energy. And we'll start splitting and stacking up to the rafters. I made the rafters pretty high, so we'll see. I may need to double stack my grates up there. I've got plenty. I got some over there by the other shed. So that's our wood shed. Hope you've enjoyed it. I got the crew out here helping me clean up my mess. All right. So there you go. Woodshed project is pretty much complete. Oh, we're wore out. We're exhausted. We've got a week to get ready for. Luckily, it's a short week, Labor Day weekend and all. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you just do it. I mean, if you need something done, just go learn how to do it. That's all I'm doing. Nobody showed me how to do this. Nobody taught me how to do this. I just came out here and jumped on it. Worked it all out in my head. I had to back up a few times. I dropped a few boards. You may have seen it. I don't know. Shorty, you want to say anything? No, she's grumpy. She has to work. All right, for most of you guys, y'all have a good one.